Hello everybody, welcome back. PieCover here. Yes, thank you for coming at PieCover channel. So wonderful day out here. It's amazing. I mean, I would tell you guys to go out there and smell the fresh air and take deep breath. Look at the take some sunlight, right? Drink some sunlight, and then do some walking and some work, right? Just check on your yard and see what you can do, and get outside, right? And then don't just focus on the price. I get it, it's going up. Yes, a lot of people are talking about it. Yes, but that's what we've been saying for the whole time. It's just like all the other pieces coming together, and we know it's just the beginning, right? I look at Bitcoin like as it's something that's been in a bull run since 2009, since the Genesis block. Like the moment, I would say since the time it was traded for something, it's always like it has like this monetary value keep on going up, just because it's limited in how much it is. Not just that, but it requires energy and work to produce it. And one thing I don't want to forget to say, okay, I want to make sure I remember what I was going to say. I was thinking about that not too long ago. So Bitcoin is extremely valuable, so because of the scarcity, right, of how much Bitcoin is. Okay, here's what I almost forgot to say. Here's what it is. I like the fact that Satoshi designed Bitcoin, the issuance, in a way that in the first, during the first decade of Bitcoin, right? Like the first decade and a half, most of the coin is already issued, and then it only was captured by the people who understand it, who really understand true scarcity. And also it's the massive supply is already in the hands of the people. You see, this is the most important thing. Think about the ETF, all those institutions coming in, all those things happening. That's not the big deal for me. The big deal for me is the fact that at the moment they are coming, the majority of the supply is already in the hands of the people, right? 19.5, right? About 19.5 million already in the hands of people, and you have 21 million. So you have 1.8, let's say about 1.8 million out there on exchanges. So that's amazing, right? That's amazing how this thing works, right? I would say 19.3, 19.2 million are already in people's hands, right? And then the other, I'd say 2 million. Okay, that's okay. 2 million, right, is left out there for institutions, right? We know we hypothecate some. We know they're gonna do all the shenanigans, right? But the majority of it is in the hands of the people, right? It is not the same for gold, though. Because most of the gold out there, the majority of the gold is in some of those countries, in the US, in those big vault warehouses, in either in UK, right? Sitting in those big vault warehouses, big security and all those things, right? That's where the golds are, majority, right? They're not in the hands of the people, because who is the average guy who is going to rent a warehouse and stock his gold, right? It's expensive. The maintenance is crazy. The price to maintain that is crazy high. You need security. Like, you know how many people, how many guns you need to move like a significant amount of gold? It's a lot. But with Bitcoin, it's like, I mean, you don't need much, right? You just need 12 words. Think about that. And then you need a, like, you could just simply just use 12 words, like, and then you can have it, you know, wherever you want. And just, if you want to move it, you can use the hardware wallet offline, you know, send the transaction and move it from here to there, right? So use a cold card. Like, it's like so crazy how easy it is in Bitcoin. But in the, for gold, it's not the same. For a house, it's not the same, you know? Like, think about the price to maintain the house, right? To make sure it's stay relevant and it stay, you know, secured and it's livable. It's a lot, right, to maintain that house. Bitcoin is very easy to maintain. The Bitcoin is almost maintenance free when you think about it, right? If the price is very low, it reduces the price to maintain it. And that's the invention. That's the invention of Satoshi, by reducing the hustle to maintain your property, right? Because it's digital. And again, like, I like the fact that now we have like this much, like, let's say you have like the very little amount of Bitcoin left to be mined. This is another interesting thing about Bitcoin. It's like there's a, like, let's say 1.5 Bitcoin, 1.5 million left to be mined, right? 1.5 million left to be mined at the time where it's like you almost have 19 million out there, 19 plus million. So that's amazing, because now people will show proof of work in that, like, let's say very, very minimal left to be mined. That's amazing. Like, that's so crazy to me. It's like you're gonna see all this institution fighting over what? Over that, like, little Bitcoin left. And this is what will forces them to show proof of work. Right? This is what will forces them to stay honest, right? On the new economy, Bitcoin economy. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to come out here and just say that, because I was thinking about that for quite a while now. I don't know. Do you think? Well, I don't know if am I alone in thinking that way. It's like, do you think it's amazing with the fact that, like, the Bitcoin issuance came from like 50 Bitcoin every 10 minutes. Now we are at 6.25, and in 2024, like in less than 6 months, we're gonna be at about like 3.125 every 10 minutes. Think about that. Like, this is very little compared to what it was like 10 years ago, right? So, and it's like, this is so genius, because it's like you have this, this time machine, right? The earlier you get in, the earlier you figure it out, right? You very early, you have a competitive advantage, right? Based on time, right? When you get there faster, right? The time, Bitcoin is also time, because every 10 minutes, there's the next block, and then it's not just because of the energy you have the Bitcoin. Bitcoin will be issued regardless. Right? Even if we come back mining it in a laptop, it will still be issued. Even if all those miners drop out tomorrow, you'll still have Bitcoin coming out because it's issued based on time, not just based on energy. This is why, like, people say, oh, people are mining Bitcoin. It's like you are discovering new Bitcoin because they are putting a lot of effort in the energy. No, it's not just that. The issuance will still come no matter what. Right? So anyway, you combine that with the fact that most of those issuance is being held by the people, like the average people out there in the world. That's the genius to me. It's like the corporations don't hold that this time. Right? If you look at the money supply of like the US dollar, right, the base layer of money in the world, it's held mostly by central banks and by those big banks, right, by big corporations owning most of those properties. Right? Well, they are kind of like holding them for some people, but they kind of hold it in a way they have some ownership, because they can do whatever they want with it. They can go bankrupt and say, oh, they will lose it, right? And then government have to print money to protect them so that people don't lose their money. It's crazy. Bitcoin changes that and change the course of history. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna get in, and as you know, the drill, stack sats, stay humble, and then like what's happening, it's whatever happening, but we still have to show the proof of work, guys. We should have to show the proof of work, still providing value, stay humble, like we still have to show proof of work and make sure you stay solvent, right? So anyways, I'll see you guys again in the next talk. This was PieCover.